Here we are at Lake Mead with my guest star, Mike Kurban. Everybody? Mike, I just wanted to thank you for coming. And I wanted to ask you what you thought about Lake Mead.
Well, Lake Mead, we have a lot of people here. There's no question about it. Everybody likes Lake Mead. Even the birds and the fish and the sun really beats out on Lake Mead. So
True.
it's on a diet right now.
I
So
thought it was hot today. It was hot today.
it's definitely very hot. I would tell everybody, come on down here, see Sherilyn Fields here, and she will have lunch with you. Go out to Lake Mead and party up.
Party on. Okay.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you. Back and forth. Hey, so, Michael, what I was meaning though is, do you think that there's going to be no water in Lake Mead one day, or are we going to get our water back?
Well, I was trying to be nice to you. I said the sun's beating down on it. Uh, Around 2020, 2022, water's going to be pretty gone. Yeah,
Really?
unless they somehow drill underneath, and they've been trying to do that. Bring them water, hidden water, but it's not just here. It's going to go all the way down to Colorado, to California. It's all disappearing. And why is it disappearing? Very simple. Blame it on our government spraying the chemtrails, which has barium and aluminum in there, and they call it weather control. But they spray so much that it actually dries it all up there where it cannot rain. If you've seen it here in Las Vegas, you've seen a lot of clouds. A lot of times it don't rain, period, when there's a lot of clouds, because they spray so heavy that it's so. And they think it's clouds, but there's no clouds. It's all solid white film, and that white film burns your eyes and makes it very watery. Here in Nevada, Las Vegas, that is. And if you're very sensitive in California or Utah, if you're out here, your eyes will get sensitive to that. But here it's very very bad. People get pain in their upper left shoulder. They can't breathe. People gets caught in their chest at times when they're going down. Just the other day, not only the people were getting sick, but even the dogs was getting sick. So that tells you it affects humans. It affects animals, and that is the main reason why. And also when you got aluminum in the air, sun's bouncing on that aluminum. It actually heats up the atmosphere and makes it even hotter, makes it worse. Because if you're ever in your car, because it's metal, if you're in there, even if it's 80 degrees outside, it feels like 100, 110 inside. So,
Yes, true. So you heard of the New World Map? Remember the map? Shows the water going all the way down the middle of the United States. Have you seen that? What do you think about that?
well, someone probably burnt the map already because it's too hot.
But look at on the East Coast, right? It's snowing and they're having ice storms and blizzards, and here we had no winter at all.
Well, what really happened here is 3 years ago, the planet moved off its axis, okay? 2012 when it really happened. And each year it's moved even more and more and more. And watch when July hits, the Pacific Ocean is not just cracking, it's going to be really ripped open, and volcano activity is coming up from all different directions. And so what we have, the steam rising, changes the whole weather pattern. And this also, and since the Earth moved off this axis, now I think it was on a show of yours back in last year,
No, it's January.
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 Okay, January, and I made a prediction about how it's going to be cold and everything, and extreme weather. And that's part of it because of the planet moved off its axis. So uh, we're going to see things that we've never seen before. We're going to see any hurricanes we've never seen before, tornadoes we've never seen before. Weather be snowing even in Egypt. There's going to be all types of things going to be happening. Everything's shifting, and it shifts more and more. It seems to be now every year, and that means there's going to be a lot of people dying. And it's very scary because you never know when the volcanic activity is going to happen, or even Vegas may get a tremendous earthquake.
Yeah.
You don't know because over in Oklahoma, they're getting earthquakes that they never had before. It's splitting all over. No, it's sprayed all over. There's Project Blue Beam. What they're doing, the government is manipulate and control the entire world in different facets. So what they have just for barium and aluminum is for simple reasons. The barium, they're going to need that for, they got satellites in outer space with the Project Bluebeam, and they project holograms. And they need that barium for that to make that special effect. And let's say you're a Muslim or you're a Catholic, they can project down below in front of you, and you think it's real, you're God. Okay? And then they actually have it where they can project telepathy thoughts in your mind. They already got that. And then you're believing you're talking to your God, and that's how they make a one world government, because all religions, and you do the bidding of the government. Now, that's just on the barium alone. Then we have the aluminum that's sprayed in there for a reason too. It's not only to make you impotent, where you can't give children, but also make you a zombie, because it gets in the base of the brain, and then you get MS and all types of things happening to you. And then it kills all the plants and food source. And so they have GMO aluminum free. GMO is very dangerous. It kills you. Cows have died within an hour from eating GMO food. And so they're serving that to us. And so you're going to have to come to the government, and you're going to have to buy these seeds if you want vegetables or fruits or whatnot, or the plants or trees. So you can.
You can't grow anything.
You can't grow. You won't. So the government totally operates and controls you from every level, and that's just from those areas. Not to mention about the chips that they're going to project in you and everything else, etc. And this is not just Obama. This is the big people who put them in there, and they've been working on this from 1717. And the New World Order is going to be started with America and spread out every. So chemtrails is being sprayed all over the world. All the governments are working together except for Russia, because Russia is ruled by Scorpion, and Russia does not like the United States. And eventually we will have World War III with Russia, and China comes in with Russia, and Russia comes in from the Atlantic Ocean and knocks out the Virginia Navy, New York, and Washington. They definitely want to eliminate Washington. China will come up from the West Coast and knock out the other Navy in San Diego, LA, Seattle. And even though China owns America already, they're just going to get tired of all the political. Now, you got to understand, too, our government has HARP. Now, if you don't know what HARP is,
I've heard of that.
It's in Alaska, and they got all this grids there, and they can project energy, very powerful energy, into the sky. They put a hole in the sky that makes it hotter already, and so they can project that any place and change the weather, give you a hurricane, tornado, tsunami, and destroy millions of people. So it'd be very interesting, because that's a weapon by itself, HARP. Besides the chemtrails, so it'd be very interesting if Russia invades or China invades, will they use that HARP on their country to destroy them? Now that's.
So you mean to say, so then the chemtrails, getting back to chemtrails, they affect many parts of your health, and that's why people are so, have a lot of symptoms.
Right. Let's tell us about some of the symptoms that they're getting.
Well, here in Vegas, as I said, they can get terrible headaches. Their thyroid, if you're mostly females, get their thyroid really goes on them really quickly. And then you can't produce, whether you're male or female, that good. You'll find people forgetting things, their hands shaking like a leaf because of the heavy aluminum that gets in the base there. And then a lot of people will have strokes because of that. And then when they're eating, it gets stuck in the middle of their chest. They can't breathe. They're totally exhausted. And if they eat a meal, they need to sleep. Whether you're young or old, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've been having those symptoms. That's really, it's terrible.
And it's not going to go away. And then you find people getting headaches constantly because it's clogging up the brain, and that's an indication that can give you a stroke.
But everything's energy, right?
Well, everything is energy, but unfortunately, the New World Order, which is really some very rich people, up to very small, powerful people, they own the Federal Reserve, and it's illegal really to pay taxes, but at the same time period, they get away with it. You understand? So they're the ones that control that. They control all this here. They control the media, not you, of course, but they control the media. They control anything that's being put out. And so myself, when I had my own show, on alltalkradio.net. And celebrity star is Mike Kervin. When I've done 14 conspiracy shows here in Las Vegas, goes everywhere. The thing is, when I did put on the chemtrails or the money, because they don't like that, they actually knocked us out of the air 5 times, live.
Right.
They actually took me off YouTube and took my voice off only on the conspiracy. So yeah,
Right. Right. But getting back to those where they put the projections in the sky of your God, whoever your God is, I just saw that on YouTube, and it looked like a cross and Jesus hanging on the cross.
yeah.
Did you see that?
Well, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna believe it too.
It was a projection up in the sky. And it looks like a cloud, but it's a projection.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you.
And they need the barium to do that. You know, just like when you do the special effects, you need barium or 3D holograms and things in general. So that's kind of normal. So, but the government is operating from so many different levels. They got you calculated. You know, I did a show on the birth certificate too, where your birth certificate from the day you're born is you're part of the corporation, and it shows right there, which means the state owns you. You have become officially their slave. You have to pay taxes because you're part of the corporation. Bottom line, and people don't seem to understand that.
That makes sense.
So we're controlled from every level. It's just not that. Your Social Security they want to take away. New World Order, what they really wanted to do, and they've been doing it, is take the name and God We Trust out of the schools, out of the dollar, out of a lot of things,
Right.
because religion is called Old World Order.
Yeah.
And even I'd rather take the Old World Order than the New World Order. New World Order, what it means is Age of Aquarius, these new inventions
Yes.
to control you is what it is. But what people don't seem to understand, New World Order has always been around. Back in the lost city of Atlantis, lost city of Atlantis want to control everything, make it one. And so a God came along and says, no, we're going to destroy everybody right now. And so back in 1717, the Masons decided that America's going to be the New World Order and is going to start bringing it out. And from 1717, they've been working here all this time to make these changes. Now it's the perfect time with all these inventions, Age of Aquarius. They control all this stuff here. So when you watch Lassie, Leave It to Beaver back in the 60s or whatnot, that this is, or Bill Cosby, he's supposed to have been a saint with family, all of that's an illusion. Okay?
Well, yeah, Bill Cosby is not a saint.
So people don't seem to understand that. So when you look behind the scenes and start seeing a lot of things, I got a show that's going to be coming on about Michael Jackson. He was actually killed by the Illuminati.
Really?
Yeah, and Elvis Presley is no saint. Everybody thinks he was generous or whatnot, and you'll find out how he really is. And I'm going to be putting that out in the next week or two. So
Yeah.
the freedom of speech. Well,
Right.
no, well, the Constitution was totally shot and killed, and Obama, first year of office, he did like 5,000 laws, just changed 5,000 laws, and they have it now where there is no Constitution in reality. The police, you can see every day abusing you, got the military boots on, they got stun razors, they got all types of things, and they can do whatever they want to you. So people are more afraid of the police than anything else. And it's very sad, and it's going to get worse. Eventually, the police are not going to be around anymore. They're going to have these black, I call it like trucks or tanks almost, and they're going to have like military in there, and that's the New World Order police. And they're going to have the black helicopters, which you already see coming around, and martial law. They have you already set in case you rebel. They have they bought thousands of them where they can put like 10, 12 bodies in one case and bury you if you want. But I think what they're going to do, because there's going to be too many people, they're just going to burn the bodies.
Yeah.
Like they did in Germany or whatever, you know. So you have to realize this is all, and they really want to. Our government wanted you to give up the guns, but you know they did that in Europe with Hitler. And what did Hitler do? Exterminate millions of Jews. And so the people here refuse that, especially in Texas, and we're keeping our guns.
In Arizona,
You know, yeah.
in the
So
West, we're like cowboys.
yeah. But that's what they want to do. They want to control you from every level, take everything away from you, your Social Security, whatever finances. They knocked out the middle class people by knocking out the real estate. My house here in Vegas was worth $300,000, and then the next year it's worth 75,000. I just said you can have my house back. Yeah, I'm not going to pay anymore because
That was terrible.
it's not going to come up for years. And also, if you're watching this right now, this is 2015 in March. Real estate is coming up a little bit here and there. But watching September, October, this bottoms out because they're going to hit you again, basically.
So sell now.
Yeah, sell now. So when you look at the value of the money, Bitcoins is coming in, and then they're going to have the chip, and then before you know it, they scan you and everything is right there. And so
Apple Pay.
that, but the thing is, yeah, but what they're going to make sure, like here, people they take money out of the bank, they hide the money, okay, gold or silver. You will have anything that will be in the chip is what you have or own or whatever. You cannot have regular money hidden anymore. You won't be able to have gold or silver hidden. Everything's going to change in the values. So that's totally controls and dominates you from every level. Plus, we got the laboratory stuff, cloning and everything else that's happening too.
Yeah. Okay. Where are they doing that at? You know.
Well, the cloning, that's hard to say because I'm sure they're doing it in different states, basically. But and then they're working on reproducing hearts and arms and everything right now too. And you're going to have that. And so we're going to live in because the future is supposed to be too where with the computer, because they want to make the humans half human, half computers, really, and put
Bionic.
put it in the back of your head and upload you, basically. And so it's very scary. This is worse than any science fiction film. What's really happening? This is just the tip of the iceberg, and you really don't know exactly how many other things are going on. But these are just some of the basic things. And then we have all the old stuff of political stuff of sex trade in these countries it's bigger than ever. And if you go on the oceans, there's pirates bigger than ever. And so, and if we ever have the money crash here, watch all the people die because they're going to be very violent against each other. And then the government's going to say, oh, we're going to need to change the money. And that's how they're going to do it. And then we'll have order at the same time period, and then you'll be glad they have a chip in you. This is their philosophy. This is their thinking. How they're going to do it, and they will do it. There's no question about it.
But they say, don't ever get the chip.
Well, if you ever watch some of these movies here, you have to understand. I just watched a movie where they put chips in people, and then it's called. It's at the Sam Theater here in Las Vegas. Okay. It's a movie out, and it's English type movie, and but the whole idea was they can hit a button and everybody's brains heads just blew off. So you don't know what's in that chip. Is it arson? Can they slowly release it? You go in according to what they say, because they want to control people more. They want to release. They want to have something that they can release poison too. So I would disagree for anybody that's saying having a chip is great because they're doing it in animals or whatnot, but human beings, now you never know what they're really doing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Mhm. Mhm. 666, right? Yeah, it is. And when you have to have the chip to buy food because they're in control of all the seeds and the grain and everything. The GMO. Wow.
You know what's also very interesting that people don't understand? Your famous stars, singers, they join New World Order to become famous. And New Order would told them, look, you're going to have to do things for us. We'll make you famous. We'll give you $300,000 contracts or whatever. And there's some very famous stars up there who's already done that, and singers, by the way. And so, but it's like selling your soul to Satan. They have to go to worship Satan. They have to go monthly meetings, drop their pants, and get screwed in the hind end, so to speak. Anything to dehumanize you. So you're part of the Satan Church, is what they call it.
Oh my God.
And I have a good friend out here, the human flute master. He said he was already approached because he can do a flute without a flute in his mouth. And he says, look, we can make you rich. We can do all these things for you, but this is what we want from you. This is what he told me. First of all, you got to buy books from us every month, and it's not going to cost you that much. That's called like membership. Secondly, you're going to have to take down your pants, and so we give you a row of screwing in the hind end. Third, you got to go to these meetings, and then you got to whatever we want you to do in the future, you got to do. And then, but we'll get you contracts. He says, Mike, I'm already making good money. I can go to churches, I go to other places. What do I need them for? So I'm not making $100,000 or $300,000, but at least I'm making a living.
Yeah.
He says, I'm not going to do that stuff. But he turned them down. And then if you have already joined, you decide to leave, not only will they wipe you out, but they'll wipe out your family. It's like
Like the mafia.
like the mafia, New World Order mafia, and they don't kid around. My own show, I really knock New World Order. They're my fan club, as a matter of fact. People tell me you shouldn't make fun of New World Order. Well, first of all, I'm not getting paid for it. Second of all, yeah, I got a lot of listeners, over 400,000 listeners. But the idea is they're like big bullies.
Yeah.
If you denounce them and put them in front of everybody and tell the public what you're trying to do, they're going to be more scared of you because anything that happens to you, then everybody knows what happened. So they're gonna back off a little bit on that. But there's other people whose houses have been burnt out, and they've done things to their family, and some of them that's because they join and they want to get out. So the best thing is, don't join places like that. Bohemian Gardens in California, they meet once a year, and that's where ex-presidents have gone, and they sacrifice babies, they have homosexual rituals, they do devil's worshiping, and this is in California, Bohemian Garden. And so you'll find famous people there, and there's a reason why. And so you have to be aware of what's going on in the world. And these, again, tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and you go to YouTube.com. You can put my name, Mike Kurban, Kurban. You can hear the 14 conspiracies. I'm going to be doing a lot more. But the idea is you can go to YouTube.com and just put in conspiracies, and then learn what's going on. It's everywhere. So and if I had joined the New World Order years ago, I've been super famous up there, even though I am famous. Talking about money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything is about money. It's control of money. It's all about, people sell their soul for money.
Yeah, they do. They do. Well, Mike, thank you so much for being on our show and coming out here at Lake Mead and all our friends. It was a fun day, and we had a lot of fun. And